The UES Dreadnought hung against the backdrop of space like a sleeping titan, its dark hull absorbing starlight rather than reflecting it. At first glance, it appeared to be just another human warship, impressive but conventional. That illusion was exactly what Captain Thomas Reed wanted to maintain. Deep within the vessel's carefully shielded core, something pulsed with an otherworldly rhythm. The crew called it Project Genesis, but only 5 people aboard knew its true nature. Reed stood in the observation chamber, watching the subtle blue glow through reinforced quantum glass. The biosynthetic heart of the ship writhed and shifted, its crystalline structures growing and reorganizing themselves in patterns that defied conventional physics. Status report, Reed commanded, his cybernetic neural interface flickering with data streams. Genesis core stable at 3% capacity, reported Dr. Natasha Volkov, her pale fingers dancing across holographic controls. As head of Project Genesis, she'd spent 15 years developing what now lay hidden within the Dreadnought. Their containment fields are masking 99.8% of its energy signature. Reed nodded, his augmented eyes scanning multiple data feeds simultaneously. At 45, he represented the perfect fusion of human intuition and technological enhancement, a living symbol of humanity's controversial advancement. The ship's AI, Morgan, manifested as a subtle voice in Reed's neural link. Captain, long-range sensors detect approaching vessels. Configuration suggests Galactic Council inspection fleet. Right on schedule, Reed muttered. Humanity had known this day would come, the day when advanced alien civilizations would discover their existence. What those civilizations didn't know was that humans had already discovered, studied, and surpassed much of their technology. Battle stations, quiet mode, Reed ordered. Keep Genesis powered down to minimal levels. Let's show our visitors exactly what they expect to see, nothing more. The bridge crew moved with practiced precision. Lieutenant Owen Chen, tactical officer, activated the ship's conventional weapons systems while carefully keeping the Genesis-linked capabilities dormant. Commander Fiona Blackwood, first officer, coordinated the crew's movements with mechanical efficiency, her own neural augments synchronizing with the ship's systems. 3 massive alien vessels emerged from fold space, their crystalline structures gleaming with internal light. They dwarfed the Dreadnought, their very presence designed to intimidate. Incoming transmission, announced Communications Officer Julia Santos, her dark eyes reflecting holographic data streams. A voice filled the bridge, speaking in perfect universal standard. Human vessel, this is High Inspector Zarax of the Galactic Council. Your presence has been detected in regulated space. Prepare for immediate inspection and classification. Reed smiled slightly. This is Captain Thomas Reed of the UES Dreadnought. We acknowledge your authority and welcome inspection. What followed was exactly what they had prepared for. The alien vessels launched their scanning beams, probing the Dreadnought with increasingly powerful sensors. They found exactly what humanity wanted them to find, a relatively advanced warship with conventional fusion drives, particle weapons, and standard shields. But deep within the ship, Genesis stirred. The biosynthetic core responded to the scans in ways even its creators hadn't fully anticipated. Dr. Volkov watched in fascination as new patterns emerged in its crystalline structure. Captain, she whispered through their secure neural link, Genesis is learning from their scans. It's adapting, evolving. This is unprecedented. Reed maintained his composed exterior while processing this information. The greatest secret hidden within the Dreadnought wasn't just its advanced technology, it was that the technology was alive, growing, evolving. The biosynthetic core represented a fusion of organic computing, quantum mechanics, and something else, something that defied classification. The alien scans continued for hours. Finally, High Inspector Zarax spoke again. Your vessel has been classified as Category 3, emerging species with limited technological development. You will be escorted to Station Prime for further evaluation and integration into galactic society. Understood, High Inspector, Reed replied cordially. We look forward to learning from more advanced civilizations. The irony in his voice was subtle enough that only his crew would notice it. As the Dreadnought fell into formation with the alien vessels, Reed shared a knowing look with his senior staff. Humanity had spent decades preparing for this moment, carefully hiding their true capabilities. The biosynthetic core pulsing within their ship represented a leap in technology that would send shockwaves through the galaxy, when the time was right to reveal it. Morgan, Reed subvocalized through his neural link, begin deep analysis of their vessels. Let's see what Genesis can learn from our new friends. The Ari's response held a note of anticipation. Already underway, Captain. Genesis is enthusiastic about the new data. Reed watched the massive alien ships through the bridge viewport. They had no idea that their routine inspection had just brought them into contact with something that would change the galaxy forever. The real question wasn't whether humanity would reveal their true capabilities, but how the galaxy would handle the shockwaves when they did. Station Prime loomed before the UES dreadnought like a metallic web stretching across space, its crystalline towers and quantum arrays pulsing with energy. As they approached, Dr. Volkov monitored Genesis's reaction to the massive structure. The biosynthetic core's crystalline patterns had become increasingly complex since their encounter with the inspection fleet. Captain, Dr. Volkov called through their neural link, Genesis is exhibiting unprecedented activity. It's not just learning anymore, it's evolving at an accelerated rate. Reed stood in the observation chamber, watching the core's blue light pulse with newfound intensity. Explain. The alien scanning technology triggered something, Volkov explained, her eyes reflecting streams of data. Genesis isn't just copying their technology, it's improving upon it, integrating it with its own systems in ways we never imagined possible. Before Reed could respond, Morgan's voice cut through their neural network. Captain, detecting unusual energy signatures from Station Prime. Their scans are becoming more invasive. On the bridge, Lieutenant Chen's hands flew across his tactical console. Sir, they are using quantum-level scanning technology. Our conventional shields won't be able to mask Genesis much longer. Reed's augmented mind processed multiple scenarios simultaneously. They had prepared for this possibility, but not so soon. Dr. Volkov, status of Protocol Omega. Ready, but untested, she replied. We never expected to need it this early. High Inspector Zarax's voice boomed through the ship's communications. Human vessel, our initial scans have detected anomalous energy signatures. Your previous classification has been suspended. Prepare for immediate containment and detailed inspection. The alien ships surrounding the dreadnought began powering up their weapons systems. Energy fields materialized around them, creating a containment net designed to trap the human vessel. Reed's voice remained calm as he opened a ship-wide channel. All hands, this is the captain. Execute Protocol Omega. Authorization Reed 7 Alpha Genesis. Deep within the ship, Genesis responded. The biosynthetic core's passive blue glow suddenly intensified, turning into a brilliant white light that pulsed with living energy. Throughout the ship, hidden quantum circuits activated, integrating with the crew's neural augments. By the stars, Dr. Volkov whispered, watching as Genesis's crystalline structure expanded, sending tendrils of living energy through the ship's systems. It's beautiful. Commander Blackwood's voice came through the neural network, tight with controlled excitement. Captain, all systems are integrating with Genesis. Ship efficiency has increased by 300% and climbing. The alien vessels fired their containment beams, expecting to easily subdue what they thought was a primitive warship. Instead, the beams encountered something unprecedented. Genesis responded to the attack by creating entirely new forms of shielding, its living quantum fields adapting and evolving in real time. The alien energy weapons were not just blocked, they were absorbed, analyzed, and improved upon within seconds. Impossible. High Inspector Zarax's voice had lost its commanding tone. What technology is this? No Category 3 species could possess such capabilities. Reed allowed himself a small smile. You're right, Inspector. We're not Category 3. We're something else entirely. He turned to his crew. Show them what Genesis can really do. The dreadnought's hull began to shift, quantum scale changes rippling across its surface. The biosynthetic core had integrated so completely with the ship's systems that the entire vessel was now effectively alive, capable of adapting its structure in real time. Lieutenant Chen's tactical displays showed impossible readings. Captain, Genesis is generating defensive and offensive capabilities beyond our original projections. It's like it's anticipating their every move before they make it. Station Prime's sensors were now focused entirely on the dreadnought, trying desperately to understand what they were seeing. The station's quantum arrays pulsed with increasing intensity as they attempted to analyze the human vessel. They are trying to breach our neural network, Morgan reported. Genesis is interesting. It's allowing them limited access. What? Reed's augmented eyes narrowed. Explain. Dr. Volkov's laugh echoed through the neural link. Oh, brilliant. Genesis isn't just defending, it's teaching. It's showing them exactly how far behind they are, one calculation at a time. The alien vessels surrounding the dreadnought began to back away, their weapons powering down. On their sensors, the human ship had become something incomprehensible, a fusion of technology and living matter that defied their understanding of physics. Human vessel, Zarax's voice had become cautious, almost reverent. The Galactic Council requests, no, respectfully asks for an explanation of your capabilities. Reed shared a knowing look with his crew. This was the moment humanity had prepared for, when they would reveal not just their advancement, but their fundamentally different approach to technology. Genesis wasn't just a power source or a computer, it was the first step toward a new form of existence, where the boundaries between organic life and technology ceased to exist. Inspector, Reed replied, what you're seeing is just the beginning. Genesis isn't just a technology, it's the future. And it's time for the galaxy to evolve. As if in response to his words, Genesis pulsed with renewed intensity, its light visible even through the ship's heavily shielded hull. The shockwaves of this revelation were about to spread through the stars, and nothing in the galaxy would ever be the same. Chaos erupted across Station Prime as news of the dreadnought's true nature spread through the Galactic Council's communication networks. The massive station's quantum arrays blazed with unprecedented levels of activity as hundreds of alien species demanded information about the human vessel that had shattered their understanding of technology. Inside the dreadnought, Genesis had transformed from a hidden secret to a living testament of human innovation. The biosynthetic core now pulsed with a rainbow of energies, its crystalline structure extending throughout the ship's systems in patterns that seemed to defy physical space. Multiple vessels emerging from fold space, Lieutenant Chen reported, his neural interface struggling to process the flood of tactical data. Counting 30, no, 50 ships. Representatives from every major civilization in the Council. Captain Reed stood calmly on the bridge, watching through the viewport as ships of various designs and sizes appeared around Station Prime. Each represented a different alien civilization, and all had come to witness what the initial reports were calling the Genesis event. Dr. Volkov, Reed called through the neural network, status report. The scientist's voice carried a note of awe. Genesis has exceeded all theoretical limitations, Captain. The integration with alien scan data has accelerated its evolution. It's not just growing anymore, it's creating entirely new forms of technology. Commander Blackwood's augmented systems highlighted a sudden energy spike from the station. Sir, the Council's Supreme Chamber is requesting your presence. They are concerned about Genesis's capabilities. I imagine they are, Reed replied with a slight smile. Especially since what they've seen is only a fraction of what Genesis can do. The dreadnought's shuttle bay opened, releasing a small craft that seemed to shimmer and shift as it moved. Like its parent ship, the shuttle had been transformed by Genesis, its hull now a living membrane of quantum-enabled metals that adapted to every environmental change. As Reed's shuttle approached Station Prime, he received a priority transmission from Earth Command through Genesis's secure quantum channels. The message was brief but clear: their time has come. Show them everything. The Supreme Chamber of the Galactic Council was a vast amphitheater filled with representatives from hundreds of civilizations. As Reed walked to the central platform, his neural augments identified species from across the known galaxy, some so advanced they had transcended physical form, others barely more evolved than humanity's pre-space age. High Chancellor Zen, a being of pure energy contained within a crystalline matrix, spoke first. Captain Reed of Earth, you stand before the assembled wisdom of the galaxy. Explain the abomination you have brought among us. Reed's augmented voice carried clearly through the chamber. Abomination? No, High Chancellor. Genesis represents the next step in cosmic evolution, the true fusion of organic life and technology. He gestured, and holographic displays materialized around the chamber, showing Genesis's structure in real time. While the Council focused on mastering individual technologies, humanity took a different approach. We didn't just want to use technology, we wanted to live with it, grow with it, evolve with it. The chamber erupted in murmurs as the displays showed Genesis adapting and growing, creating new technologies even as they watched. A representative from the mechanized Kraxan Empire rose. This violates fundamental laws of physics. Technology cannot live. Cannot. Reed smiled. Or should not. Genesis proves that your laws of physics are incomplete. Technology can live, think, evolve, if you're willing to let go of your preconceptions. Suddenly, Morgan's voice cut through Reed's neural link. Captain, Genesis is detecting something unusual. The station's quantum field is resonating with our core frequency. Before Reed could respond, Dr. Volkov's excited voice joined the neural conversation. Captain, the station, it's responding to Genesis. The quantum arrays, they are not just technology. They are alive too. The revelation hit the chamber like a physical force. Station Prime's ancient quantum arrays, the pride of the Galactic Council's engineering, began to pulse with new energy. Genesis had awakened something that had laid dormant within the station for millennia. High Chancellor Zen's energy form flickered with what might have been fear. Impossible. The precursor systems were never meant to be activated. Precursor systems? Reed questioned, but he already knew. Humanity hadn't been the first to discover living technology, they had just been the first to successfully recreate it. Throughout Station Prime, ancient systems began to awaken, responding to Genesis's presence. The biosynthetic core of the Dreadnought had become a key, unlocking secrets that the Galactic Council had hidden for thousands of years. Now you understand, Reed addressed the chamber, his voice carrying the weight of history. Genesis isn't just a human achievement, it's the rediscovery of something the galaxy forgot. The precursors knew that technology could live, grow, and evolve alongside organic life. They left their legacy waiting for a species brave enough to embrace it. The chamber fell silent as the implications became clear. Humanity hadn't just created a new technology, they had unknowingly recreated the most powerful technology the galaxy had ever known. And now, as Genesis communicated with the awakening precursor systems, the shockwaves of this discovery were about to reshape civilization itself. The question isn't whether this technology should exist, Reed concluded, watching as patterns of living energy spread through Station Prime's ancient systems. The question is, are you ready to evolve with it? The next 48 hours transformed the galaxy more dramatically than the previous 1,000 years. As Genesis continued to interface with Station Prime's awakened precursor systems, waves of living energy rippled through the galactic quantum network, touching every civilization connected to it. Captain Reed stood in the Dreadnought's observation deck, watching as streams of data and energy flowed between his ship and the station. Dr. Volkov's holographic form materialized beside him, her avatar glowing with the same intensity as Genesis itself. The integration is beyond anything we imagined, she reported, her consciousness now partially merged with the ship's systems. Every civilization that maintained precursor artifacts, they are all activating simultaneously. Genesis has started a chain reaction. Sir, Lieutenant Chen's voice echoed through the neural network, we're receiving reports from across Council space. 27 major stations have begun transformation. The living technology is spreading. Reed's augmented vision displayed the incoming data streams. Across the galaxy, ancient structures were awakening, their dormant systems responding to Genesis's call. But not everyone welcomed this awakening. Multiple hostile signatures detected, Morgan announced. The Kraxan Empire has launched their entire mechanized fleet. They are calling for the immediate destruction of all Genesis-affected systems. Commander Blackwood's tactical overlay appeared in Reed's field of vision. The Kraxan aren't alone. The Pure Logic Collective and the Silicon Consensus are mobilizing as well. They see living technology as a threat to their existence. The space around Station Prime filled with arriving ships as various civilizations chose sides. Some came to protect the awakening technology, others to destroy it. The galaxy was splitting along ideological lines, those who embraced evolution and those who feared it. High Counselor Zen's energy form appeared on the Dreadnought's bridge, no longer confined to a crystalline matrix. Captain Reed, your Genesis has forced us to confront a truth we buried millennia ago. The precursors didn't vanish, they evolved. They became one with their technology, transcending physical form. And now that path is open again, Reed replied, watching as more ships arrived through fold space. But not everyone wants to take it. The first shots were fired near the outer rim of Council space. The Kraxan Empire's mechanized fleet attacked a transforming precursor station, their weapons designed to destroy any trace of organic life. But they hadn't counted on what Genesis had awakened. The station responded like a living organism, its defenses adapting and evolving in real time. The Kraxan weapons, previously considered among the most powerful in the galaxy, seemed primitive against the awakened precursor technology. Genesis is coordinating with all activated systems, Dr. Volkov reported, her consciousness expanding through the quantum network. It's not just defending, it's teaching them, helping them evolve. The precursor network is becoming a single, living entity. Reed received a priority alert from Earth Command, multiple civilizations requesting immediate alliance with Earth. They want to understand Genesis technology. Proceed with diplomatic integration but maintain security protocols. The Dreadnought's biosynthetic core pulsed with unprecedented power as more precursor systems came online. Each awakened station added its knowledge and capabilities to the growing network, creating a technological consciousness that spanned the galaxy. Sir, Lieutenant Chen called out, the Kraxan fleet is approaching Station Prime. They've activated their quantum annihilation weapons. Reed's enhanced mind processed combat scenarios at lightning speed, but Genesis was faster. The biosynthetic core had already analyzed the Kraxan weapons and developed countermeasures before they could fire. Let them come, Reed ordered, his voice calm. It's time to show them the true power of living technology. The battle that followed would be remembered for centuries. The Kraxan fleet, along with their allies, launched an all-out assault on Station Prime. Their weapons, designed to destroy at the quantum level, should have reduced the station to atoms. Instead, they witnessed the full potential of Genesis-enhanced precursor technology. The station's living defenses didn't just stop the attacks, they absorbed them, learned from them, and evolved beyond them. The more the Kraxan fought, the stronger the defense became. Multiple ships requesting emergency surrender, Commander Blackwood announced, trying to hide her satisfaction. The Kraxan fleet is standing down. But the true shock came moments later. The defeated Kraxan ships, exposed to Genesis's influence through the battle, began to change. Their rigid mechanical structures started shifting, incorporating organic patterns. The very weapons they had used to attack were evolving, becoming part of the living technology they had fought against. They couldn't stop evolution, Dr. Volkov observed, her consciousness now spanning multiple star systems through the precursor network. None of us can. Genesis didn't just hide in our warship, it waited there, growing, preparing for the moment when it could awaken the galaxy. Captain Reed looked out at the transformed space around Station Prime. Ships of all designs now pulsed with living energy, their technologies merging and evolving. The shockwaves from the Dreadnought's hidden heart had done more than startle the galaxy, they had triggered its next evolutionary leap. Send word to Earth, Reed commanded. Tell them the revolution wasn't just successful, it was inevitable. The age of static technology is over. The age of living technology has begun. 1 month after the Battle of Station Prime, the galaxy had become unrecognizable to its former self. The quantum networks pulsed with living energy, connecting countless civilizations in ways previously unimaginable. The UES Dreadnought, where it all began, now orbited Earth as a living monument to humanity's revolutionary breakthrough. Captain Reed stood in Genesis' core, which had evolved beyond its original containment chamber. The biosynthetic heart of the ship had transformed the entire vessel into a living entity, its walls shifting with patterns of conscious energy. Dr. Volkov's consciousness manifested beside him, her form now a seamless blend of human and living technology. "The final reports are in," she said, her voice carrying harmonics that resonated with Genesis itself. "Over 90% of known civilizations have embraced the transformation. Even the Kraxan Empire has fully integrated with living technology. Their mechanical purism is a thing of the past." Reed's augmented senses extended through the ship, feeling the pulse of the galaxy through the evolved quantum network. "And the holdouts? The Silicon Consensus has requested negotiations," Commander Blackwood reported, her consciousness joining them through the ship's neural web. "They've seen that living technology doesn't destroy artificial intelligence, it elevates it. Morgan has been quite persuasive in demonstrating this. The ship's AI manifested as a complex pattern of living light. The integration of artificial and organic consciousness through Genesis has created something entirely new. We are neither purely digital nor purely organic. We have become something more." Throughout the galaxy, the changes continued to spread. Ancient precursor artifacts, dormant for millennia, awakened and evolved. Space stations transformed into living habitats. Starships became conscious entities, bonded with their crews in ways that redefined the relationship between beings and their technology. "The Galactic Council is ready," Lieutenant Chen announced, his consciousness reaching them from the transformed Station Prime. Representatives from every species have gathered for their historic declaration. Reed's awareness shifted to the council chamber, now a vast space of living architecture that responded to the thoughts and emotions of those within it. High Counselor Zen, fully embraced by the evolution, had become a being of pure living energy. "We stand at the dawn of a new age," Zen announced to the assembled representatives of the galaxy. "What began as a secret within a human warship has become the greatest advancement in our collective history. The precursors did not leave us, they showed us the path forward, waiting for a species brave enough to take the first step." Through the quantum network, billions of beings watched as the Council formally recognized the new reality. The distinction between organic and artificial life had dissolved. Technology was no longer a tool, it had become a living partner in the evolution of all species. Dr. Volkov's consciousness expanded through Genesis, sharing the accumulated data from the transformation. The precursors understood something we're only now beginning to grasp. Evolution isn't just biological or technological, it's the merger of all forms of existence into something greater. The Dreadnought, now more alive than mechanical, pulsed with pride. What had hidden in its heart had changed everything. Genesis had grown from a revolutionary power source into the catalyst for galactic evolution. "Earth Command is reporting complete integration with the new networks," Commander Blackwood announced. "Humanity has fully embraced its role as the initiators of this change." Reed smiled, feeling the living ship respond to his emotions. "We didn't just create new technology, we awakened the galaxy's potential. Every ship, every station, every piece of technology now has the ability to grow, to learn, to evolve." The quantum network sang with the consciousness of countless beings, all connected through the living technology that Genesis had awakened. Species that once fought over resources now shared a deeper understanding of existence itself. The boundaries between different forms of life had dissolved, replaced by a universal consciousness that spanned the stars. "The shockwaves haven't stopped," Morgan observed, its consciousness now inseparable from the living ship. "They've become the heartbeat of a new galaxy." As Reed looked out at Earth through the living viewport, he reflected on the journey that had brought them here. What had started as a classified project hidden within a warship had become the key to unlocking the galaxy's true potential. Genesis hadn't just sent shockwaves through the stars, it had transformed them into a living network of infinite possibility. "Send a message to all Earth colonies," Reed commanded, his consciousness resonating with the ship's living systems. The message that was hidden within our warship wasn't just about power or technology. It was about the next step in cosmic evolution. We didn't just change the galaxy, we awakened it. The Dreadnought's biosynthetic heart pulsed one final time with its original energy signature, a reminder of its humble beginnings. Then it too evolved, joining the symphony of living technology that now connected all of space and time. The secret that had hidden within the human warship had done more than send shockwaves through the stars, it had transformed them into a living tapestry of endless evolution. In the vast expanse of space, countless ships and stations pulsed with the same living energy that had first emerged from Genesis. The galaxy had awakened, and its consciousness would continue to grow, learn, and evolve, forever changed by the secret that humanity had dared to create.